and a life is lost. We cannot tolerate illegal buildings on the highway. We cannot tolerate illegal buildings anywhere, because sometimes you build your building just to maybe suit yourself, and it has reached a standard that is set. So we have an earthquake, or we have a hurricane, that building is gone, and a loved one is lost. We can't afford that. So we are asking you to work with us. We are working in your favor. We have a program, as you can see, cleaning up of Water Square. And I want to tell you, we are sorry, but we have to make sure that Water Square is clean. We have to make sure that the vending in and around Water Square comes under control. We have to make sure that when those plyboard is down and the Honorable Usain Bolt statue is there, that the place is free. We will be going on clean-up campaign. We'll have to do that. We are cleaning up all the streets around. We are giving it a facelift so that our town can be the pedestrianized town that it is. We won't be able to accommodate as much cars as is there now. We won't be accommodating every seller, only those that is so given the permission by the council to do so. We want an orderly town. We want a town that you can enjoy. We want a town where we can all be able to walk freely without anything or anyone bouncing us down. We want to make sure that the vending is under control. I would also like to remind you, as I said before, that very soon will be the unveiling of the Usain Bolt statue. The last part that we had to come in was the water boy, and the water boy arrived, and I think it is in place now, as it or is being installed. As soon as that is finished, and it is time that we are ready for the unveiling, we are going to see one of the most beautiful and attractive fountain inside of Water Square, where you'll be able to go and take your pictures and of course sit and enjoy the fountain coming up and changing colors in the various colors. Just imagine when we have the Jamaica flag colors is up. You're going to be feeling good and proud of your town. So we are asking you to cooperate with us to make sure that the town keeps its glory. We'll be coming around to you, we'll be doing some checks, we'll be talking to you, we'll be saying to you, listen, you have to tidy up the place so that we can have the most beautiful town of the parish. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We are coming down, so our MC for this evening, Naren, will be able to guide us along. We ask that you be respectful, let us be able to reason together. Let us be able to talk it out. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Worship. Quite informative presentation a while ago. Ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to put your hands together for His Worship. Thank you very much. Now, before you present your questions to the heads of agencies and the mayor perhaps, I'm just going to allow each head of agency seated here 2 minutes to just bring us up to speed or just make a brief presentation as to what is happening as it relates to your agency impacting Trelawny. So for those of you who came in late, ladies and gentlemen, the first person to present is Karen Brown, and she is the regional manager representing JPS.
Good afternoon again, everyone. Before I go into my brief presentation, I must acknowledge Mr. Kieran Fraser. He is our operations manager for Trelawny and St. James. Mr. Fraser, very hardworking young man. I'm hearing the mayor acknowledging. Thank you for joining, Mr. Fraser. And of course, he's a son of the soil, unlike myself, who is not from the parish. So I know in the area of street lights, that is one of the most troubled, or probably among the most troubled area for us. However, in the western region, and this includes St. James, Trelawny, Hanover, Westmoreland, and St. Elizabeth, we have approximately 29,084 street lamps. Of that number, only 1,889 that is effective. So we're presently looking at a compliance rate of 94%. For the month of May, we got 280 non-functioning reports. We were able to correct 270. So one of that from May is still outstanding, and that we will be looking into. I move on to, initially we had some challenges with contractors. We are now getting contractors per parish. What we had to do before is to depend on other parishes to assist. But now we're looking at, there's a need, a greater need, and we're looking at getting persons to dedicate to the parishes in question. We are having some challenges, and you will hear about them over the radio, the television, in the papers. And this is the case of missing street lights. We continue to, the theft of our street lamps continue to plague JPS. Back then it was just the theft of electricity. Now we're losing our infrastructure to these culprits. We're asking and depending on our political representatives, the police officers, and you, our community members, to help us to fight to keep our lights there. There are parishes that we started to install cameras, and they did not just steal the light, they stole the cameras as well. So we are really having a hard time keeping the lights out there. So the illegal connection as well on our grid also impacts the functionality of the street light. Persons are now attaching their things to the lamps, and that is causing your lights to go out as well. In instances where we get report of lights not working, when the team turn off, the lamps are working because the illegal connection is taken from them. In order to combat this, we are looking on the red areas, we call them red zone, where we're having most of these theft happening, and planning on having some blitz to see how best we can go about bringing back your lamps working for you. Mayor spoke about the hurricane season, and of course you know how important JPS is when it comes to hurricane. We are among the first agencies that persons call, we want our light back, and how quickly. We continue year after year around this time, where we get into action by stocking up on our, ensuring that our stocks are in order, our team members are so trained, we are aligning persons who live across parishes who will be assigned to the respective parishes, and this is to protect the infrastructure and also you, the customers. We are also looking at a house wiring program. We recognize that that is something persons wants to come onto the grid, but the cost for the wiring is a problem. This year, JPS celebrates 101 years old on May 25th. As a result, we are stringing 101 houses. So it is called 101 in 101. So we are taking our little time in going about and helping the customers who really wants to come on but is finding it challenging. Our foundation, Mayor spoke about the summer program. Our foundation also has what is called a Power Up Scholarship. This scholarship, we have 4 categories. So we have the STEM scholarship for first year tertiary students, Power Up STEM scholarship for teachers college students, for PEP exit scholarship, so your child finished primary school or prep school and is going into high school, there is a scholarship. And then we have the Power Up Korea East Western, which is the EWP scholarship. And this is the final year grant for students in the University of Technology who is pursuing a career in engineering. We are continuing our social responsibilities where we have our Labor Day projects. We are still open to suggestions. You have a need. We are not guaranteeing that all your needs will be met, but it is worthy of bringing them to us and let us see how best we can partner and assist you with whatever the needs are, and if we're in a position to assist at this time. So I will hand over to Madam Moderator. My colleague is there who is well equipped in the technical part of the business, who can answer your technical questions. So please use up Mr. Fraser as the evening progresses. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Young, thank you so very much. We now move over to Mr. Orbin Green from the National Water Commission.
Thank you very much. Good evening, residents. The NLC is delighted to be here because it provides an opportunity for us, an opportunity to engage our stakeholders, to hear and address your concerns, and an opportunity to update you as to the projects that have been completed and projects that are currently in the pipeline of Trelawny. There is a series of projects that have been undertaken thus far, and a number of projects that are currently in the pipeline as it relates to the parish. Chief among them, the last time I was here at a forum like this, I made an announcement that the commercial office would be relocated from Marthabury to Falmouth. As most of you here are aware, that is now a reality. On January 29, we relocated our commercial office from Marthabury to shop number 5, Champions Plaza. And I'm sure you'll agree with me that that has brought a sense of convenience and ease of access to our valued customer. In addition to that, it has also an additional feature it has is the bill payment facility with our kiosks that we never had at the Marthabury facility. Also, we have had a series of projects that have been undertaken. The community of Bracco now has pipe water for after many years, and that was a project that was completed in-house to the tune of $90 million. The commercial office cost the NWC $32 million. We have currently rehabilitated the Georgia tank, and we are also doing some adjustment to that so that the residents of Duncans and its environment can benefit for better water service. In addition, we have a series of projects as well that I have mentioned. We have the Market Street from the White Bridge into the town of Falmouth. There are plans to upgrade that main and relocate that water line, and that will benefit a number of residents in Falmouth that have been complaining about low water pressure. We have Spicy Hill area that a project is scheduled to start there as well for this financial year, and approximately 1,000 residents should benefit from that project. In addition to that, we have phase 2 of the Wakefield to Bungers Hill project that is to begin soon. That will see many residents of the Unity community and closer to the Jumley side there to benefit from improvement to our service. There are several other projects that we have. The Green Town is another one that should start this financial year. So basically the NWC takes serving you in so many ways at heart, and the customers are at the center of what we do. And everything we do at the NWC is to bring improvement to the quality of service that we offer. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Green. We now move over to Superintendent of Police, SP Winston Milton.
Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, it's a pleasure for me to be here. As a service-oriented organization, it is important for us to interact at regular intervals with our stakeholders. This is so because this is one of the ways in which we can assess how you, the recipient, assess the quality of our service delivery. Prior to the start of the year, we sat down and crafted a plan to police the Trelawny space. That plan was predicated on 5 strategic priorities. These are: 1, the reduction of serious and violent crimes with particular focus on murders, shootings, aggravated assault, and breaking. Aggravated assault is that category of crime where we bundle 2 serious categories. These are assault occasioning grievous bodily harm. This is an assault where the person suffers some amount of permanent disability, and wounding with intent in one category. Also on our priority list was improving public safety and public order, enhancing visitors' security, improving our accountability system, and this is very important for us, as also enhancing the quality of our service delivery through the use of technology. Further on to the development of our policing plan, ladies and gentlemen, we looked at dividing the parish. There's a large one. It's the 5th largest parish in the island. So there's a lot of land space to police. We divided that into 3 zones for efficient management. Zone 1 consists of Falmouth and Wakefield. Zone 2, Ryabuno, Duncans, Clarkstown, and Shoretown. And Zone 3, the Southern Belt, also Spring, Warsop, and Waitabit. I must say that despite the challenges that we have been faced with, we have been receiving very good cooperation from you, our citizenry, and because of that, we have been seeing a overall reduction in serious and violent crimes. From year start to today, we have amassed a total of 47 serious and violent crimes, as against 53 for the corresponding period last year. This is a reduction of 6 or 11%. But most importantly, due to diligent policing, astute investigation, and the use of technology, we have been able to clear up 34 of the 47 crimes, or some 72% of all serious and violent crimes committed in the parish. Notwithstanding, ladies and gentlemen, there are some issues that we really must, discuss with you, because these are issues that really social issues that pose a significant threat to the safety and security of the citizenry of Trelawny. These are: 1, lottery scamming. Lottery scamming continues to be a main area of focus and concern for us as police officers, because of the violence that is associated with this particular activity. Usually, we are seeing, since year start, we have seen an increase in the number of murders that have been attributed to interpersonal conflict. Usually, interpersonal conflict arose out of issues in the family, in the household, that is, our communities. Now, these are arising out of issues with scammers versus scammers. And they're giving us, wounding with intent, aggravated assault, and murder. The second being migration. Migrants pose a significant threat to your space, ladies and gentlemen. As a result of which we are encouraging you, when persons move into your community, you inform us, the police, of their presence. This is a democracy, and people is free to move about wherever they want to go and settle wherever they want to go. But we want to ensure that when they get to Trelawny to settle, that they don't, degrade the quality of life for the people of Trelawny because of violence, crime and violence, which may basically accompany their presence in the space. We have the technology to check on every individual that we encounter to determine whether or not they have had any previous encounter with the police and to determine whether or not they pose a threat to your space. It is your business, ladies and gentlemen. It is your civic responsibility to ensure that we are aware of these individuals. I want to also, encourage us to dispel this culture of informer for death. That went through the window years ago. In a contemporary environment like ours, we must be concerned about what happens in our space. When crime and violence increase, it decreases the quality, the value of our assets. If you want to see a house depreciate, just let there be frequent incidents of murder shooting in those cases, and you'll see what happens. So it is in both our interest to ensure that we, continue the partnership that currently exists to ensure that we are aware of the presence of strangers within our space, so that we can discreetly check on them to ensure that they do not pose a threat to the space. Public safety, public order. We have embarked on a program of public order, and I must publicly commend the Trelawny Municipal Corporation for providing the infrastructure for us to be able to accomplish some of the goals in this regard. One such infrastructure is that of the transportation center for public passenger vehicles. I don't have to tell you that when you traverse the streets of Falmouth, no, it is much easier to move around because of the absence of public passenger vehicles in the day. Alright, they are now in the space provided, and we are ensuring through diligent policing effort that they remain there. We continue a partnership with these vital stakeholders, that's the taxi and bus operators, along with our commuters, to ensure that they continue to use the park. We intend to go a little bit further though, with improvement in lighting, and we intend to ensure that we have security in there, so that it continues, the use continues as long as there are commuters to use PPV. Right now, we close that service about 6 o'clock Sunday, so we need to look at extending that. We're also looking at the question of vending in certain public spaces. We're against that. The illegal vending creates chaos. Criminality thrives on chaos. So we want to ensure that we reduce that. So far, we have been doing a very good job, both within our public space to ensure our public spaces, to ensure that persons doing business in these areas and persons traversing these areas are safe to do so. As it relates to public safety, we are having issues along the North Coast corridor that falls within the Trelawny space. It's a serious concern not only for us, but I'm sure also for health, because it puts an enormous strain on the budget of those in the healthcare sector when trauma cases arising out of accidents, traffic collisions are frequent at their doors. As a result of which, we have been working assiduously to ensure that we reduce the frequency of these impacts through one, education, and two, rigorous prosecution. We will continue to do so. I must say to you that the highway patrol, in a little bit you will see an improvement in the number of vehicles that are available within the space, because these are now deployed from regionally, and for this particular space they are being deployed from Era 1 headquarters in Montego Bay. There should be an improvement in the fleet and the number of persons assigned to this section, which would see an improvement in the deployment within our space. Notwithstanding this though, we continue to ensure that we, from Trelawny, do our deployment to ensure that we mitigate the frequency of motor vehicle collisions along that corridor and preserve life and property. So we continue to partner with you, and we encourage this partnership as we move on throughout the second half of 2024. Thank you.
Thank you very much, DSP Milton. Quite informative, and I'm sure we all are hopeful. At this time, Mr. Staton Baker from the TPD Corps will make his presentation.
Good evening, everyone. Let me first apologize for being a bit late. I had a graduation that I had to attend to. Let me first start by saying it's interesting that I'm speaking immediately after the soup, because I want to thank the police for the continued support that they give to us in the tourism space. They are one of the biggest supporters that we have out there. Law and order has to be maintained on a daily basis, and I see Soup Banton, Corporal Banton over there, and we want to continue. And it's, I promote people everywhere I go. So, Soup, I hope you heard that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Trelawny, I want to start out by saying to you that, and I've said this in another space, and don't take it lightly, Trelawny is a big deal. Big deal. Right now, you have the fastest growing room stock of all the parishes on the island. Trelawny is a big deal. Hold on to that plot if you have one. God, and if you have one, you don't know what to do with it, you can talk to me. I need a piece too. But ladies and gentlemen, Trelawny is growing, and growing fast. And we at TPD Co, we're here to help you, the residents, to ensure that you are a part of the growth. We are saying to you, we have a business development unit in TPD Co. So if it is that you have a little thing that you want to do, be it an attraction, be it a little something at home, come talk to us. I will tell you that you see tourists milling around in the town on a daily basis. They will pay good money for just about anything that is organized and organized well. And I keep using myself as an example. I went to Toronto and I still beat myself for it. I paid my big $45 to go on an open bus tour. You know where them carry me go? One church, eating center, and one more place. When I come up here, I was like, oh, we fool so. But tourists fool. No, serious. Tourists will spend. So ladies and gentlemen from Trelawny, put on a thinking cap. There are things that you can do to get a piece of the tourism pie. And we are trying to ensure that more of the tourism dollar stays in the parish. And this is the surest way that the tourism dollar can stay in the parish. Little attraction, little bar, little fix up some Jamaican food and stuff. I remember when the fruits lane was running properly, I would see dozens of tourists line up to get the roast yam and salt mackerel and saltfish. And that just disappeared. And I'm saying to you, if I give out advice, you have to pay. I'm just talking. So he that haven't heard, let him hear. But we are presently, and as I may speak about the Usain Bolt statue, we are also joining in Falmouth because we are about to give you your Jam Iconic experience. The big Welcome to Falmouth experience out by the, what they call out there? Bogue Gate. It is presently under construction, and I'm gonna let out a little secret. When it is done, Montego Bay will have nothing on you. It will represent your Georgian town. We met with the council and we had some town hall meetings, and we showed what the finished product would look like, and we got approval from the council to erect same. We want to say thank you very much to the councillors and the Municipal Corporation for their assistance there. So in short order, we should finish phase 1 of that experience, and then we'll move on to phase 2. From the ministry, on the 19th, we opened the Artisan Village over there, and we want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, the Artisan Village is open to the public. If you go there, you will be blown away by what your local people are producing. Leather bags, the experience is just awesome. It is open Tuesdays to Sunday, 10 a.m. until about 6 o'clock. Go there, support our local businesses. We continue to be a part of the walking tour programs, supporting young men in the town who were doing otherwise. Now they are gainfully employed. They have been walking around and giving the tourists a true taste of Falmouth. And like I said, if you have something at home that you do that is tourism worthy, they want to know about it. Then walk them there and they will partake in whatever it is that you are doing. I was talking to the mayor today because as soon as the fountain is open, we are thinking of creating a 100-meter track that will lead to you're going to go straight to the bull statue and get to pose like him. We have not gotten approval as yet, but that's the thought process. Mayor and I mapped out a route this today. Will come up that, what's the name of that street right there? The main street right there. So the track, we're thinking that the track could go there and just end up at the statue. So our visitors who do the boat pose, they can run up and do the pose. You know, so what's it called? Lower Parade Street. So these are some of the innovative things that we're trying to do to ensure that more persons come off the port into the town and participate in what is on offer in the town. All in all, ladies and gentlemen, we continue to give full support to Trelawny. We are trying our best to ensure that you all get a piece of the pie, but you need to help us at the same time. We continue to do verge cleaning every 2 months. The highway is cut. Sometimes we go into communities, we don't always have the budget, but we continue to work with the municipal corporation to see how best we can keep the town and its environment as clean as possible. Thank you very much, and I will be here for any further questions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Baker. Thank you to all our panelists who have given us their updates, and I'm sure you all were informed and sounds promising, right? All right, so this is where, as residents, you get to interface with the persons on the panel and maybe agencies who are in the audience as well. So what we want you to do is ask a direct question, or you may want to offer a commendation. So it's not all about bashing an agency or making a complaint. If you have a commendation to make, you will do the same. So what we're going to ask, once you have a question, a commendation, you want to get clarification, just come right here, you will get the mic, and you can ask your question or you can make your comment.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's very interesting to see such a very good panel. And I'm impressed by Superintendent Milton's speech pattern. That sounds like a blend, but it's very interesting. The mayor was good, and so was the water commissioner.
You leave for last and I'm talking to you.
Well, you're all good. But I think wiretapping should be an option for crime fighting. I don't have a problem. It's controversial, but I don't have a problem. When it comes to the north rail corridor from the bridge to Falmouth, we have to look at Bongo trees because people are going to be flooding the non-grove with refuge. If you look at Swampson Far right now, there's water about 2 feet from the edge of the road, or maybe the water is The last time I was there a few days ago, water was in the culvert and so on. And that plaza champion can be finished, let's put my country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Luther. Thank you very much, Mr. Parr. Well said, well said, well said. I also want to let you know that we have, so I had already welcomed, and for those of you who came in late, welcome. But I just want to welcome those on the virtual space as well. We are live on Facebook at the Trelawny Municipal Corporation page. And persons have been commenting, and we welcome your comments, we welcome your questions. Anybody else with a question or commendation? You need clarification? Remember, no, it's not for you to go away and then say what is not so, but get the information here. I must tell you before you speak, please state your name, your community, or the agency that you are representing here this evening.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to just want to speak to everyone. My name is Kelly J. Ferguson, the Parish Recruitment Officer for the Art and Estate Trust. Although we're not on the panel today, I find it very, I find that I have to come and say something. So, just want to read a little quote and how significant Art Trust is. So, developing a community means investing in its people, empowering them with skills, opportunities, and the support they need to thrive. When individual flourish, the entire community flourishes. So the Heart and Estate Trust is here to serve you, and we play a very significant role in the various community initiatives that we do, and I'll just list some of them. Skills training and certification, entrepreneurship opportunities. If anybody's here on the virtual space that has a business, you want some assistance in either funding or learning how to write a business plan, whatever it is, we're here to help. Youth empowerment, I'm sure you all are now aware of the various programs that we have for youth development. Community projects and partnership, continuous and lifelong learning, specialized programs, and for the vulnerability groups. That's it. As I said, I'm from the Heart and Estate Trust. If you have any questions about the agency, I'm right at the back. Right, thank you.
Thank you.
So, just a follow-up to that hard statement. I want to endorse exactly what she's saying, and I want to make an announcement that I am a part of the tiling group at Heart. I am into my 5th week of learning to do tiling. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an awesome program. You want to see me on my knees laying tile. I laid a few tiles up to yesterday. I don't know what I'm doing with it, but it is a skill that it may come in handy at some time. They have tons of stuff down there that you people can get involved in. And I don't think I'm too big to be involved. Ladies and gentlemen, take advantage of it. It is there, it is available, it is free. And if it's free, mean it.
All right. Wonderful. Yes, and it's 300 and 350 square feet with time. So yes, it's a good deal. All right, any other question, commendation? Remember, ladies and gentlemen, from time to time, information, or let me not say information, but issues are discussed in particular spaces where the information or what is being said is not so correct. This is your opportunity as residents to ask your question, that burning issue that you have, whether it relates to the parish as a whole, the town of Falmouth, or your specific community. Get the answer, the correct answer here this evening, and do not go away with any misconception. So please, feel free to ask your questions. But I want to think that by the few questions that have been asked, it seems as though you all were so clear, and that all the councils and the agencies are doing a wonderful job. But I see someone who has indicated. So please remember, state your name, your community, and then you go right ahead.
Afternoon, everybody. My name is Eleanor Stewart. I'm from Duncan. I'm not sure who's going to answer the question. I think it's a combination of the municipal and probably the police, but and NAA, it might be an NAA question as well. Just like Mobile, we have the lighting corridor, right? What in the future, what are your plans for the corridor from Duncan's, the black road, I call it a black road, you know, come straight into near to Palmont to light it? Because in the night, it's pitch dark and it's hard, especially when you're going coming into Duncan's, coming off of the main, coming to Duncan's at least one. For the DSP, I remember when I was younger, they did a lot of community policing. So in Duncan's, you would see like the police walk and know the community members. For example, Mr. Grant, you can't fool him. You know everybody. In walk, in talk, you know everybody. I don't see that much. There are younger policemen in the stations now. They are more confined to the station. They don't go anywhere. They lock up in the station. They lock the station in the night. Sometimes as near as you can be because there's no vehicle, there's a lot of problems, right? Duncan is just one of those towns. I think that the police are too comfortable and they think it is too safe, and I don't know what else to tell you, but I think that if you can do the undercover thing sometimes, well, you can hide, because you know, everybody know you. But you can send people in there to see how it operates, right? We can't believe that a town is too safe. We just need to do that a little bit more. There's something else. Traffic lights. Traffic lights. In the morning as a driver, Trelawny, everybody knows, it is a growing parish. It's so burst. Trelawny is the parish to be. You know that, you understand? This is where everybody wants to come and meet Trelawny. I was even reading when they were talking about the Palmont Hospital today, that the nurses in the maternity unit is the best island-wide. And I saw persons commenting saying that they are going to come to Palmont to have their babies. I see some persons say they don't have any baby based on the comments they're going to come here. That means persons are coming here to live. There are hotels and everything. So I want to know, what are your plans? I see that you put up, we have Stonebrook, there were but first traffic light, only traffic light from them, right? What are your plans? Policing underneath the bridge is a dangerous spot, and I don't want it to come and say, when somebody dead, I'm going to start up and down. Down by, I don't know, right out down there as well. The exit is Woodgate, problem. Right out by Rock, problem. Right by the next housing scheme out by, I don't talk about here, you know, because they should have gotten the first traffic lights. Too many accidents have happened here. So I want to know the plan. And finally, at the time, NWC, Mr. Green will tell you I'm a thorn in his soul. But I can say that it's a pleasure to turn on my pipes and getting water for days. But he knows I will be on Facebook, calling his name, calling everybody to let him know that if he stopped running in my pipe. But I thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your contribution, Mr. Green. Don't let her call your name on Facebook again. All right, so the first question was, you're going to take it, all right?
The traffic lights, the street
Yeah,
lights,
I noticed that you have mentioned about the traffic lights, and that's something that is on our agenda, because I can tell you it is a problem at some places, and all the places that you have identified. We have been having the necessary meetings, traffic committee, all of us we are part of, and we are talking with the relevant agencies, and we are hoping that very, very soon we will be having some results. So I am trying, but we are trying. And you mentioned about the street lights.
corridor, I like to see the corridor.
Yeah, well, you mentioned one specific place. But I think very soon some announcement will be made on street lights. Each councillor will be receiving a certain amount. In fact, I spoke to each councillor and I told them that they should give me an amount, submit an amount so that I can submit it to. But it seems as if it might be a little bit more than that. So very soon, so the councillor for your area will be able to help in listening to your cry. And if the councillor for your area is listening to your cry, you call me and make sure, because I don't want the areas go one-sided. And since I can overrule decisions, you can have that faith and that confidence that your concerns will be addressed. And I just want to say to you too, I noticed that Heart Trust, they said that well, we never involved them as much as we should. But I want to tell you, Ms. McLaren, just today, a very good suggestion was made to me by our Deputy Sue. That's right. Got to get the position right, Pinky. Yes, Deputy Sue. And I believe it is a suggestion that we'll have to jump with. And we might have to have another, because this is just a warming up for the Mayor's Forum. We are going to be very active. We are going to be coming into your space so that you can ask questions and point out when your accounts are doing good and when you're not seeing them, you tell us too. So we will be coming into that space. And when we have the next Mayor's Forum, we want to have little booths all around, out for the whole day, Ms. McNary. And each person will be able to display what they have there and the sort of services that you will provide. So like Heart Trust, you might have to get a very big tent. And of course, you know, the other agencies, but all agencies will be. And we are trying, Ms. McLaren, if we can have it for the next 2 months. We can have another Mayor's Forum here. We want to have that. Or we'll find it on a date that is suitable, you know, for it to be held. Then we will be going into the other communities. We'll be going to South Trelawny too, because you can have me down here this time of the night, and I can entertain you in my neighborhood this time of the night. So prepare yourselves. But we are going to do what we can. I don't know if there's any other questions. Some police. Yeah.
Alright, I'm trying to remember the questions. I think one had to do with Downlands and community policing. Alright, let me start the board game. Okay, that probably is the most promising one. Alright, so we recognize that there is a choke point here. And we have placed police personnel here during the peak hour. So right now, if you were to drive into Falmouth during the peak hours, particularly in the morning, as we're talking about incoming traffic now, you recognize that there's a police officer there on point duty assisting you into the town. We will continue to do this. And it's not because we have an abundance of resources, you know, because we deem it necessary to aid the motoring public and to protect life and property. As it relates to Dunkirk, we have been doing some foot patrols in there. What you describe is what we call proximity policing. Alright, so we'll have persons doing foot patrol. I'm sure you would have, you would be able to say that during the Yuletide season and into the start of the new year. So the Yuletide season last year and into the start of the new year, just earlier this year, you would have seen a number of police officers on foot. This is so because we receive a number of trainees from the police college. And we're able to, complement our numbers and push our regular foot patrols in there. Right now, we're not able to do it as frequent as we should have, but we're still having foot patrols in there. We're having though as regular interface with both our business community and the community members in Duncans. Alright, so we have been meeting with the business community there. As a matter of fact, if you go into Duncans, you will have seen a sign about no dumping. And I'm sure you recognize that there is no longer any dumping being done along that main road. That is because we partner with the, so we met with you, the business community there, then we went to the municipal corporation because it's your job, and the municipal corporation facilitated us in having a site. We're still working to get that area paved because, and again, we work with the municipal corporation for the erection of no parking signs. There are some roses relative to the placement of some of those signs. We are still in dialogue with the business community there. About 2 Sundays ago, we had a meeting with members of the Kettering community, and this is now a residential community. So that's where you live. I hope you were there. You were there. So we are having regular interface with our community, with the communities in Duncans, and other fact across the parish. But I must say to you, we look at how we can. There is a strategy that we are currently developing that will see you see more police and foot in that space. Alright? Because we believe it is needed. As a matter of fact, there are some areas that we target for foot patrol. Falmouth being one of them. Right now, if you drive into Falmouth, I'm getting a lot of complaints from Falmouth. Stop on tickets being issued and all of that. Alright? So we're looking at Duncans and Clarkstown, Alberto. So these 3 areas we're looking to saturate with police, like we did in Falmouth. So just be with us a little bit, and you will see some improvements.
Thank you very much, DSP. Thank you, your worship.
Good evening, everyone. Marlette Wellington, Director of Planning, Trelawny Municipal Corporation. A question for JPS. This round, I'm in receipt of a text message from JPS. I want clarification. I guess other residents have received it. It reads, JPS will carry out a meter matching exercise in Trelawny, June to August 2024, and is requesting access to your premises. So I just need some clarification. What is expected of me as a JPS customer and other customers? Thank you.
All right, thank you for that question, Ms. Wellington. So the mopping exercise is, we're sending out persons to, as the name suggests, mop your meter. We are planning on having smart. So the company have undertaken some time ago changing out the regular meters to smart meters. In order to do that, we are mapping the meters so we can stay in office and know exactly where a meter is located. What is expected of you, the customer, is to ensure that we have free and easy access to the meter. The contractors might need to come to your premises more than once because they need validation, verification that yes, this is really mapped and this is the address that this meter is. So as the text message suggests, we will be carrying out this exercise up to August, and thereafter the project to change out the meters will be undertaken.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. So Jack, you had a question?
Can you just hold this one? Dear Jackson, Mr. Mayor, you said that you are going to be very serious on illegal buildings. There are 2 illegal dwellings in Cooper's Field. I know that they have served notices, but nothing has been done in terms of where they go and what is the municipality's next move. And last year, you mentioned working on the sewage system on Tarp Street. What's the status?
Mr. Jackson, just clarify the last part of what you said about Tarp Street, please.
You said that you were going to be fixing the sewage system on Tarp Street. You remember?
I will answer.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. You know, you mentioned the first thing about notices being served on specific buildings. I don't want to be specific at this time, but all illegal buildings will be served or has been served. Once the first notice is served, then you'll have another notice being served. In fact, you'll have 3 notices. Once that is served, if you don't comply, we have no other choice than to turn it over to our lawyers. They will take it to court, and we will either go for demolition or you abiding by the rules, and of course, a late fee will be charged, and you will have to pay that fee. So don't worry yourself. I would advise you, ignore no notices that is served by the municipal corporation, because we intend to take it to the end. Sewage on Top Street is a very sore point, but it is also very complicated. And so, from that last time when I spoke, we now have a committee in place that is working with all the agencies, necessary agencies are part of that. And we are working to see how we can solve the sewage system that exists in and around Fairmont. Very soon you'll be hearing something, but we are working on it, and the necessary persons will make the necessary announcement.
Thank you, Your Worship. Before I take the next in-person question, there's a question on Facebook, and this is for the Hard Trust representative. Person says a group, including myself, started an entrepreneurial skills training just at the onset of the pandemic, which was not completed. Can it be rebirthed so persons can receive their certification? Okay, so, all right, so the contact information and, okay, all right, thank you. Please state your name, the community.
My name is Tom Anderson. I'm from Falmouth Yard. I'm from the diaspora, New York. I drive on the Wixie Road this morning, and I see a broken pipe on the road. Millions of gallons of water leaking, and the road is in a desperate condition through that broken pipe. I want to know what the water authority doing about that.
Thank you for that. Once any leak is brought to our attention, it will be attended to. So now that you have brought it to my attention, I'll ensure that that leak is repaired.
I don't believe that leak don't come to your attention, sir. The amount of damage that water does to that road, and the people driving on that road, you're supposed to get that message by now, sir.
Well, I haven't gotten that message, but now that you have brought it to my attention, it will be repaired.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. All right, so I'm acknowledging 2 hands.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. All right, so I'm Latoya Hutchinson, Acting Community Relations Manager at the NWC, and I just thought it fit just to interject at this point as it concerns report of leaks. Right? I find that residents, we see something, we complain, we don't send it through the proper channels. Right? So we'll see it, and except for a forum like this, the report doesn't come in. I don't want it to be assumed that we are aware of something. Use the channels to report, please. And now I'm going to go to all the channels. Alright, so first what I can say to you is our toll-free line, right? And I know some persons in the past would have some issues with it, saying that when it comes on to a contact center, they have their, but this is an in-house contact center. And that has been something for a couple of years now. We brought the service in-house. So you're dealing with agents up front. So the toll-free line for NWC, 888-225-5692. That's one. For those of you that are more technologically savvy, and you want to go on the website, nwcjamaica.com, right to the right bottom section of that webpage is what we call a portal. Meaning you can go, type in, and you're speaking directly to an agent. Alright? Pardon? Alright, that's two. Let me go through all of them. And you have a direct contact in Mr. Green. So I'm going through the channels. That's fine. I'm going through the different channels. You will have to try these things. Alright? So we're at 2. 3, you can call the customer, or we call the commercial office. As Mr. Green would have outlined, we have brought the office in the town of Falmouth for easier access, right? If you're walking by, you have an issue, you go over there, right? You can also call the regional office, 940-444-7. And as I'm talking, I don't see anybody making any notes of anything, but I do hope you are recollecting. All right, so these are some of those things: the contact center, the toll, which is a toll-free number, the regional office, the commercial office. If you see, for example, a worker, Mr. Reed, I know you have a wonderful relationship with most of the customers this side, and as to some of the other agents at the office, you see them, you let them know what is happening. So I really want to just implore you, use the channels, and if you're having an issue, let me give you also the Community Relations Office. We are based in Montego Bay, but we have purview for 6 parishes. You can call 876-727-8069. Once we are aware, we get to the issue as quickly as possible. Also, I know you use the channels of your political representatives. That is okay as well. Alright? That's the regional office. We patch through to the Falmouth office. 727-8069. That's Community Relations, Western Division. I do hope that was helpful.
Just a follow-up question, sir. Could you state exactly where in Wakefield that is?
The deputy me, I know it, sir. Deputy me and would have here in the began.
Thank you.
Near the Pentecostal Church. Alright, before I take the other important question, another question on Facebook. Question to Mr. Baker. Mr. Baker, you made mention of the community benefiting from the cruise ships coming in. How is that so when 99.99% of the tourists that's on board the cruise ships are booked for excursions, most of which are out of Falmouth? The minority that do come and stay and say they were scared because of feedback which they got from the inside, saying outside is dangerous and so forth.
Alright, so whomever that is, your statistics is, I'm not going to argue with it. I will accept what you're saying, but I'll say otherwise. So what we do, and I can tell you a few things that we can tell you every day. There is a count, and we can tell you how many persons exit the gate into the town. And it is significant. What it is that they do when they come into the town is another thing, and this is one of the reasons why I said we now need to start look at things to do in the town. There are small things that can be done, little bars, little bookshop. Things can be done to keep these people in the town. One of the things that we have implemented is that every single day, we have the walking tour guides. We pay them a stipend to be out there, and they also get a tip from the tourists, and they walk them around Falmouth. And I can tell you, we have a satisfaction survey that these guests must fill out. And the only reason why it's not 100% is because I do not give 100%. It is 99% satisfaction from every single guest that fills out that form. So the guests, they are coming out. I mean, I'm not going to dispute the fact that a lot of the visitors, so what they buy on board, we have no control of that, right? Because if you don't advertise your product on board, they can't know that you have it. So what it is that is advertised there is, and it's called pre-book. These people pay for these packages before they come into Falmouth. So rightly, when they come into Falmouth, they're going to be whisked out away on a bus to wherever the location is. So the onus is on us. If we have small businesses, we need to find a way. And I say this to you, just last week, and the mayor is aware of it, we had one of the biggest conferences in Falmouth, Florida Caribbean Cruise Association. Their executives were right here in Falmouth, trying to look at Falmouth and how they can promote Falmouth some more. So if it is that we have the attractions here, I guarantee you that people will stay here. We have been assisting, our business development unit has been assisting a few business places to get them up to scratch. I do not want to let any push out or any back, so I'm not going to call any names right now. But there are places that are looking to do things in Falmouth, and they're gaining traction. The hotels also, they want somewhere to send it. You think they're not tired of them? The more guests come out of the all-inclusive, is less money. So believe you me, when they're there and they drink the rum, if they go out, less rum drink. So ladies and gentlemen, so I'm saying to you now, whatever it is that you have on offer, it seems simple. It can be organized, and we are prepared to sit with you and have it organized. When it is organized, then yes, more people will come and they'll stay into the town, right? But if it is that their attraction is paid for on vessel, yes, they're going to be whisked away on a bus to wherever that attraction is. All right? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Baker. Another question on Facebook, and two questions directed to Ms. Karen Brown. Good night, this is for JPS. When will the debushing continue in Bottomtown, Stewarttown, Trelawny? Several accidents waiting to happen. That's question number one. Question number two from another person. All right, go ahead with that one, Ms. Brown.
Okay, so I've asked Mr. Fraser to address this one.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. For the bushing in Stewarttown, we would have relocated some lines because of the bushing. However, Alright, so we would have relocated some lines because of bushing, and it travels through the bush, so it is very difficult for the team in order to bush it. However, we have a contractor that is assigned to the area. They will be coming back next week because of the weather they are on and off, so they will be back next week. I'm not sure of the specific area though, so if there is a specific area, maybe in the turnout, because we're on the main now. So if it's not specific community or specific lane, then I guess you can share it and we'll have them look at it.
Thank you. So the next question to the JPS lady. I don't know if the JPS lady will ask the JPS man. What can you say about the rural electrification? Because most places in my area, so please state your area, Facebook user. Most places in my area, we have to go far to connect to the grid.
Alright, I'll take that one. Alright, so for the distance with your connection, we have a number of issues that prevent us bringing the line to you, the customer. One such issue is the ownership of the property. We have issues with cutting roadways which we have to now partner with the government to ensure that the roadways are cut, and of course, where we're building our line, and whomever is making those requests has proper documentation for the property that we are going to build our line. It is very, very expensive to build a line, and of course we know the implications of trespassing, so we wouldn't want to undertake that. For the rural electrification program, as persons is accustomed, that normally goes through your political representative. So you make the inquiries through your political representative. They in turn will engage JPS, and we will partner with them to bring the supply closer to you. I hope that helps.
Thank you very much, Ms. Brown. Thank you, Mr. Fraser as well. So Mr. Fraser, the person responded said bottom tone, and for the person about the rural electrification, General Trelawny. So please come this side and use the microphone.
Good evening, everybody. I have a question to the NWC person here. Saunders is my name. I am from Trelawny South, where I think I can safely say that most of the area is without water in their pipes. There's no pipes, and I firmly believe that there is a lot of water sources there. What can be done about that in bringing water to the residents?
Thank you very much. First, let me say that there are only certain sections in South Trelawny that is serviced by the NWC. Those areas are Troy, Wilson Run, Ulster Spring, Warsaw, and wait a bit, Greentown area. So if the area that you're referring to is outside of those areas, then that is a question that is better directed to the municipal corporation.
But sir, I heard you mention that the water program was done by the NWC the other day. Yes, sir. I heard you mention that the water program in Bracco was done by the NWC the other day. Why can't that be done for Trelawny South also?
Where exactly in Trelawny South are you referring?
Warsaw.
Warsaw?
Yes.
Okay. That is an area that we have on the agenda to improve the water system in Warsaw. As a matter of fact, we have started some work on the system. One of what has been done so far is that we have improved the system. We have changed it from a diesel connected system to electrical system. And what is now on the design for that system is completed, then we will procurement process. But we are planning for work.
To the mayor and the other NSWMA, the representative is not here, so I see how best you address that, your worship. So, what about the extension of Wellington Street as it relates to fixing the road? That's the first question.
All right, I'm going to be turning it over to my goodly councillor, because you must know that we have 9 councillors here, and they are each county is responsible for a division. So this division, Falmouth division, falls within the councillor for that area, Councillor Wilkinson.
Councillor Wilkinson?
Good afternoon to the panel. Let me say where the questions I asked was actually about water leak Water lane we have, as a matter of fact, solid waste. I'm sorry. Wellington Street, there's an extension on Wellington Street. We fixed, well, when we fixed from Duke Street to the bridge. What happened is that we did not fix the funding could only do it so far. We are supposed to fix from the bridge to the cemetery, which is the area that has not been fixed. And that was actually added on the Spark program. When we did the Spark program, it is one of the streets that we had along with Water Lane. Water Lane, they mentioned something about garbage on Water Lane. A garbage problem because as a matter of fact, we have around 3 or 4 dump sites that have been created now on Water Lane. We removed one years ago when we put the skip right at the bridge, and we removed it, and it was well kept. It has now gone back where the dump. There's now 3 or 4 dump sites along Water Lane. There's a garage that basically has pulled back, but there's too many dump sites on Water Lane. Solid waste. As the person said, it was only last week they got a collection. There's not a weekly collection on Water Lane, and there's a number of streets in Falmouth don't get as regular collection as some. You know, the garbage truck would go down Duke Street, go Rodney Street. There are some streets that have frequent, even you get collections, while some it takes months. So I have regular drive complain, some of the time, Pitt Street, there's a lot of streets that complain about the lack of collection on their street. I know that. And we all know that. We know that. So we have some issues with collections on certain streets, and that is what Water Lane is one of them. Alright?
Thank you, Councillor. And I will just add the representatives from NSWMA. They sent their apology. However, they noted that whatever question or concern is posted, it should be forwarded to them. So I note the questions being directed at NSWMA on Facebook, and the same will be passed on to them as the representative is not here in person to field those questions. Yes, sir. I see a hand at the back. Alright, so we're winding down. So if it is that you are desirous of asking a question, please come to the middle section so we can identify you and know how many persons we have to ask questions. Your name, where you... Yes, your name and your community.
Good evening. Good evening. Only for love and respect to all of the family. Seeing big up the dignitary there. Seeing superintendent, mayor, general, councillors, family. You are going now. If I'm right on you, my name is Lynn Valgreen. Everybody know me as Tisha. Saying the voice of the people and the eyes of the people. Watch out now. You see, each time me on the street, you know, people have a petition, daily, only for tourists are coming at Trelawny. But the tourists are not stay here, so. Trelawny flat. No entertainment, they have a whole day. See, so what I say, I ask the dignitary like the mayor, Mr. Baker, you see a piece of land on Fort Rock, the bypass road they come in? They don't use a road no more. Why they don't turn it in our Hip Street? Hip Street. They look only for shopping. Only for attraction. So when the tourists come, them have Hip Street can go. So only for money can do Trelawny. Please and thanks, Mr. Mayor. I'm a picture. You see a thing on the TV one time, see, it's like how it's in the wall. Why them do them thing and them build like a railing? See, I'm build up only for seated, I'm build up only for shop. You have ice cream, you have club, you have barber shop, only for thing. Entertainment center, so when the tourists come out for the ship, them have place can go, then if you have a man to go be a ship, a man to go be ready. Then if you have a watch, a ship go there ready. We want them to stay at Trelawny. We need some attention, we need some attraction here. Please and thanks. Mr. Baker, you hear me? Who control the piece of land there?
I'm not sure, sir, but I'll respond to that in a minute.
We need a 2021 8th Street, Mr. Mayor. Please and thanks for the people of Trelawny. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. So before I answer Mr. Green, I think you said his name is, I'm just going to drop some numbers to the Facebook question. On average, 6.5% of passengers on the vessel would disembark, would come through the gate and into the town on a daily basis whenever they're shipped. Sir? 6.5%. Even if they come out and take a bus on the outside, they have exited the port and they are into Falmouth. Now, for those who are saying no, and I'm going to say this to you, ladies and gentlemen, I just listened to Mr. Green, and this is the creative thinking that it will take to convert the situation. If it is that you have amenities in the town of Falmouth, people will come out and they will stay out. I can tell you why it is that people will say no, is that persons will come out and after 5, 6, 7, 10 minutes, they go back through the gate. That is because there's not a whole lot to do in the town of Falmouth. As it relates to the hip strip, I think he might be taking tears out at school, because I recall going on a walk with the Member of Parliament and that area, the discussion of having a hip strip in the rock community that ties right back to accidents do happen. No, it's not a toy. It is not a toy, gentlemen. All right, let's get back together here. So, the hip strip would tie from the community of Rock right back to Royalton Hotel. Now, Mr. Green, it is something that I can pull back the discussion with the MP. I don't know where it is, but I know that discussion is on the table somewhere. All right, so you all can continue the discussion with your Member of Parliament as well.
Mr. Baker, we used to like from Rock to Old White Hotel. So why them don't take it from right here?
No, so what it is, so I hear you, and it is a discussion. I don't know who the land belongs to, but it's a discussion that can be had. If it is possible, and if it is something that in the vision of the development of Trelawny, then it's to be discussed. Put it on the table as well, all right?
Now, beg on now, dignitary, please, guys, have that lit Trelawny Falmouth gone. If that lit Trelawny sell out, so much tourists are come at Jamaica, we want them stay in a Trelawny, we want them stay in a Falmouth. So
I will also tell you that there is private development that looking into entertainment as well. As I said before, I don't want to take tears out of school, but you do have some projects that are on the horizon. We from TPD have been working with them to see how we can get them licensed, but more to come on that.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. please. Alright, as you are coming, 2 questions relating to the same thing. So the question is, based on the number of mentally ill persons in the town of Falmouth, will something be put in place to get these persons off the streets of Falmouth?
Well, it's there already because we do have the drop-in center and that is operating very, very well. And in fact, we also have an added department which is the night shelter. So if you are there, you don't have any place to sleep, that's where you could go. You will also be served your meals, and quite 2 meals per day, and quite amount of them do find themselves there. There are some rules though that you must abide by when you go to the night shelter. Say for example, they will ask that you get a shower and they will provide clean and decent clothes for you. So we are under the programs designed by Honorable Minister Mackenzie. Those are some of the things that he has provided for these people who are living on the street.
For your response, Your Worship.
Right, I am Trudian. I'm from Refuge. Yeah, I think you said we should state what community we're from. But I'm representing the community of the town, since I'm a part of the street vendors here. So I'd really like to know what is the plan, since it's all mostly here say, he say, she say. So I guess it's the best place to hear from. What's the plan for the vendors, the street vendors, and also what is considered the food lane. I don't know the correct term for that lane, but we all know it as the food lane. What's the plan for it? I realize some shops have been moved. Some cleaning job has been done. It looks really good so far. But what's the plan going forward for us, especially after the revealing of the statute? What's going to happen?
Thank you.
Well, I want to thank you for coming up and asking that question. And as you mentioned, as you hear what's mentioned, Sue himself had mentioned that the security concerns, so we'll have to make sure that those are addressed. You mentioned the food lane, and I'm sure you will agree with us that the food lane really needed the attention that we have started to give it. Because you have, first of all, from your enter the food lane, you see some holy political plastic bag tie up with chips and this and that. You know that can't continue in the town, man. You know that. The things that you sell from, some people, there's one big shop there that is built. That can't stay there. We need orderly, organized things. And I also want to use this opportunity to congratulate you, because you have been placed at the front of the lane, and you are a living example of what can be done and how things should be prepared and displayed. So you have been doing a good job, and honestly, if the other folks in the lane take an example from you, we wouldn't even have to come here. Yes. So we are working with you, and we will continue to work with you and the other people. They must conform by the rules and make the place more acceptable. Because, listen, we want tourists. I mean, that is one of the sore points we are mentioning. We want tourists to come into the town. We want tourists to come and spend their money from you. You believe that when a tourist come and see you selling, and when you finish selling, You take the hot oil and you throw on the flowers. You take the ashes and you throw it there and you leave it there. Oh my. The gentleman said, don't do that.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to a close.
Don't do that.
On behalf of the street vendors, is it okay to ask for perhaps a meeting of some sort? Because I do believe if they know better or is advised better, then we can come to something that would be mutually benefit for us and the guests or Falmouth at large. So we would be happy for that. So a lot of us is just here, just in the blank. We don't know what's happening, so we would really love that. Right?
Organize the meeting. Organize the meeting. Organize the meeting. And you can just sit over message or call me and we can handle the number later and we try and have a discussion with those that is affected so that we can make it better. I'm sure you want to make more money.
Oh, sure. And I'll be happy to plan that and contact you.
Thank you. And this is what the mayor's forum is about. And Mayor, since you commended her, let me just give her a little free ad. Trudy does some really nice fish. All right? And soup, right? Very nice. I remember one day I came out here maybe after 10 to buy my fish. And she said, they're all finished. A gentleman off the cruise ship came and he just told me that he wanted the entire platter. And yes, and so it goes back to what Mr. Baker was saying. If you have something that is marketable or something that the guests want, they will patronize you and they will capitalize on what you have. Our final question comes from Facebook. It says, water issues in Duncan's Hill. The MP posted that the problem had been resolved, but many households are still without water and have to rely on unreliable truck deliveries. It takes over a month to receive water when requested, and this issue has been ongoing for over 2 years. Customers are still being charged for a service fee despite not receiving any service. So that's the question.
Thank you very much. All right, the issue with Duncan's Hill, as the customer stated, is an issue that we have been experiencing for a while. Duncan's Hill is served by the Flagstone system. It serves a very, very wide area, and as a result of that, there are some challenges with that system which is impacting the elevated areas of Duncan's Hill, Duncan's, King Lassie, etc. But what we have been doing now, there are some plans to remedy that situation, and those plans are both short and medium to long term. The short-term plan is the Georgia tank that we have rehabilitated. It's a 500,000 gallons capacity tank, and that have been put into operation maybe over a week or 12 ago. But what has happened is that we have been experiencing some issues as it relates to leaks due to the fact that water have not been going to some of these areas. So we are now currently analyzing the situation and addressing those leaks and doing some adjustment to that solution. The short to medium, the medium to long term solution is the rehabilitation of the Parnassus well. When that well is commissioned, we will see that we'll put that well into operation for it to serve the Duncan's area predominantly. We are currently at the procurement stage as it relates to that Parnassus well, where we have currently having the project, the procurement process of that project. And once that is done, that well will be coming on stream. So we are currently, as it relates to the Georgia tank, which is the short-term solution, we are currently doing some analysis and then doing some adjustment for the area of Duncan's and other areas that have been experiencing the problem. We will be experiencing the problem to solve it.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Green. Ladies and gentlemen, they say all good things must come to an end, and I must commend you for being such an orderly and cooperative audience. You really did well.